So how do you save a ton of money while preparing for an emergency? With an at-home, in-home freeze dryer from HarvestRight.com. Freeze dry your favorite foods, meats, vegetables, and fruits, and even entire meals. Make it a part of your long-term food storage strategy with an in-home freeze dryer from HarvestRight.com. Click the link below right now. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV, Alternative Media Television. So the victims' family members of missing Conspiracy Airlines Flight 370 are seeking damages, compensation, to be paid by Malaysian Airlines, and who knows, maybe even the covering up intelligence agencies that just found pieces of the alleged plane, which turned out, once again, as we predicted many times before, a handful of times, turns out to be fishing equipment. Again, there is no plane. And that's the problem! There is no plane! And this just goes to show you what a cover-up this story is. The fact that the mainstream media refuses to talk about the fact that 20 Freescale semiconductor employees that work in the business of cloaking technology and sell vital equipment and tech to the DoD, Department of Defense here in the United States of America, have gone missing. And see how willing these insurance companies are suddenly willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to each victim's family to put this story to bed? I mean, think about it for a minute. You skid your knee and you have to prove to insurance companies typically and go to battle with them, war, before they'll pay you a payout, before they'll give you a benefit. But the insurance companies in this case, when they haven't even found a plane yet, so the people could still be alive, and it's a cover-up as it's been from the very get-go. Remember how it fell off the satellite? There was no satellite. Now there is satellite, yet the plane hasn't been found. But what they found was fishing equipment in the sea, so somehow the case is closed and the story is solved. I mean, this is the equivalent of trying to solve a murder mystery and closing the case on Jeffrey Dahmer, even though you haven't found any bodies. You've got motive to hijack the plane, but you're closing the story and you're going to pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars to the victims' families to shut them up. Now, don't get me wrong. I was one of the first people to say that the victims' family members should sue the shit out of these companies, Malaysia Airlines, and should even sue global governments. They have every right to go ahead and do that in a court of law and let it be decided by the people for the people. But the fact that these insurance companies would be open and willing to close this case shut before they've even found a plane is honestly ridiculous. And it only simply proves that this is a massive conspiracy, a massive cover-up, and the victims likely still alive. Again, in my opinion, the likelihood was that this plane was hijacked. There was motive to do so. There was 20 Freescale semiconductor executives on board the plane with valuable insight and information into military technology that, by the way, just happens to be in the business of disappearing planes. This is the world we live in, a world of giant conspiracy and cover-ups stemming from the mainstream corporate bought and paid for mainstream media that decided on your behalf that they're going to shut this case. Case closed, no plane found, no bodies found, zero evidence, not a shred of it. And they're already going to start paying out bonuses to the victims' families. Case closed, guys. Everything's finished. All the information you needed right there. I mean, this is a friggin' joke. And again, it is only a testament to the fact that this is the largest cover-up in history since the September 11th terror attacks. It doesn't get any more rotten and sinister than this. I'm Christopher Green, hard-hitting and in your face as usual. Get it out everywhere, make this video viral, and click the link below to support our sponsor.